Spoiler warning, this video contains heavy spoilers. Heavy. I do not hold back. So I need y'all to prepare. If you haven't read the book, put this in your watch later playlist, read the book, and then come back, and then we can discuss. Okay, this is our book club. We bond here. We bond as writers and readers. I said that in my previous video. I'm saying it again, okay? Spoiler warning. Everything beyond this point, spoilers. Hello guys, I'm Megan, and this is Ryder Reads Throne of Glass for the first time. Now, I'm a little late to hop on the hype train for Throne of Glass, but I have read all of Sarah J. Maas's other works, and I have been screamed at and berated because I have not read any of these books. So this video will be me reading and reviewing Throne of Glass for the first time. I hope y'all enjoy. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, make yourself a cup of coffee. Great. If you're cleaning your house, hey girl, keep that vacuum going. I love to watch YouTube videos when I clean my house. Like and subscribe, ring the notification bell. I post every other Wednesday. And yeah, let's get right into my first time reading Throne of Glass. Okay, this is like, I want to say it's day 2 of me reading Throne of Glass. I forgot to record day 1, because it was back in freaking November or whatever, but I'm about to go to the gym. So far, I'm about 55 pages in. I don't like Chaol, if that's how you say his name, and I want to like Dorian, but I'm scared to like him because I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a huge, yeah, we'll see. I want to like Dorian. Everyone I know loves him, but personally, I'm just a little bit hesitant because I'm scared it's going to be like another Shadow and Bone, like Darkling moment, but we shall see on that one. And then, I don't like Selena, but I think it's just because she's like the stereotypical hard-edged kind of emo. Come here. Emo. Come on. Come here. Fig's trying to say hello, Fig. He's so funny. I don't know what to think of her. I think her tone is a little bit, I know she's like traumatized. I don't know. We'll see. I have my judgments already. I know that she wrote this book when she was like 17 or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, this is written from the mind of a 17-year-old girl. So I'm like, okay, a little bit of grace for her on that, because I started writing my book at 19 and my gosh, it was terrible. Actually, I was 18 and it was objectively bad. But yeah, so I'm gonna go read at my gym. I'm gonna do the Stairmaster. Pray for me! And we'll see how that goes, because I will give you my thoughts once I'm in my car later. So, yeah. Okay, I just got out of the gym, and I'm on page 95 now. The first task is in like 4 or 5 days or something. And so she's like training, and it's kind of reminding me of the Hunger Games a little bit, where she's like trying to trick people into thinking she's weaker than she is, but it's all Chaol's idea, which like, I see what he's doing. So I agree with him on that. I don't like that he's being so mean about it, but I do appreciate that Selena is a book girl. She loves to read, and she and Dorian are like kind of bonding over that, which I'm like, potential romance. But I feel like Sarah J. Maas is trying to like imply romance between Chaol and Selena, because he keeps calling her pretty, and I'm just like, ew, get away, freak, leave. He's really gross. I don't like him at all. So yeah, 95 pages in. I'm curious to see what happens next. So it's currently, oh, I'm out of frame. It's currently 7 a.m. and I'm about to go back to the gym because I go twice a day, 4 days a week. I'm gonna read some more there and hopefully, I don't know if this is recording audio or not, but I think they did the first trial. I see what Sarah J. Maas is trying to do, and she's trying to make Kale and Selena bond, and I'm just not rooting for it at all. So that's interesting. I feel like she's being so skimpy with Dorian. I feel like she needs to bring him into the plot a little bit more. I'm interested to see what she does with, what's his name, Knox? It's like, oh, he could be a good ally. Yeah, Knox. Thoughts so far. I'm actually enjoying the plot. It's just slow to start. I think it's very, very drawn out. It's kind of like killing me a little bit, but it's okay. I know that Sarah J. Maas likes to take her time writing because I've read Crescent City and ACOTAR. So yeah, I will give you more updates. Right now she's on a run with Kale and she's throwing up everywhere and he's asking her about her scars. I'm drinking hot cocoa out of my Niall Horan mug, which it's on the floor because I had it on my windowsill and I knocked it down and it spilled hot cocoa on my wall, but he's crawling in your ear. So just thought you should have that reminder. You should probably check your ear for a Niall Horan. I don't know what was up with the quality, but I'm sitting in my reading chair. That clip was weird. Anyways, I'm quickly documenting because I'm about to start work. Oh, wait, 1 second. I'm on chapter 22. So she's on the wall and they're trying to do something. I don't really know exactly what's happening because there was like a time jump or something. But she just had her first like will they won't they scene with Dorian somewhat. So I'm like, because they both were like, oh, I want to kiss them in their POVs. And I'm like, just say it outright, why don't you? Because they did. They didn't say it out loud, but like they still thought it. I mean, like, she's like, oh, that's a boy, I want to kiss him, but also like, keep those thoughts to yourself. What's happening? I just want to know what's going on in the book. It's kind of funny. She's like, Dorian is so hot. We agree. I'm glad we agree. Anyways, yeah, I'm on chapter 22. I don't know how far in that is, but it's progress. So I read like 30 something pages. If Fig was a person, he would be Kale. I think he took offense to that. I'm trying to work on architecture plans, so I'm gonna go. I hope y'all realize that I just found out. Sorry, Nib. That. Ugh. Throne of Glass? Hey! The first book is free on Spotify audiobooks. Because I went to go check out Libby because I prefer supporting my library instead of going to Spotify. Because support your libraries. Anyways. And turns out the first book is free and I don't have to wait 6 weeks to get my own copy of it. Fig. A 6-week wait is absurd. So I have to prep, like tidy up my house, organize things, put things together. Fig, if you knock my phone over, I will tell your mom. Thank you. But I'm gonna listen while I clean. And also someone in my neighborhood is burning their garbage and it smells like burnt plastic, like by my house. Yeah, so gonna be listening while I prepare and like get ready for my Bible study small group thing. I'm doing the throwaway. I don't even know where I am currently in the book right now, but at the moment, what's happening is she found like this secret tunnel or something. And the more I read this book, this is genuinely my first time reading this book. And as I'm reading this, my original draft of my book is incredibly similar to Throne of Glass, which is so funny to me because I'm like, it's not anymore, but it was in the past. But I still think it's hilarious, even though I started writing it and I had never read Throne of Glass. But the whole, like, there's tunnels under the castle, and there's a curse. That whole part, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is literally crazy. And low-key, Dorian and Chaol remind me so much of my two male main characters, except there's a love triangle in her book and there isn't one in mine. That's like the one key difference. I personally despise love triangles, but I still think it is so funny that my book is so similar. I'm on track 30 or something in the audiobook, which I have no idea where that is. Probably chapter 29 in the physical book, I think. So that's where I'm at right now. I was not expecting an update this soon, but it's like starting to get interesting. I'm curious to see where she goes with this. Okay, if it's this cool now, how is it going to be 7 books from now, 6 books from now? It gets so much bigger. I'm like, how does it get bigger than this? My brain hurts. I should not be doing the dishes while I'm discussing this. Literally tell me why, because the industry, she completely gave up her ability to write a good, timeless novel for the sake of selling it. So she just turned all of her books into smut. Just hit my hand against the wall. I know, Fig. I know exactly how you feel. But yeah, I don't know, guys. It's literally just so... I'm gonna be annoyed about it. It's currently like 8:50. And didn't read anything after I hit the 50% mark last night, but working from home again like I usually do. But the heat in my house broke. Unfortunately, my house is 45 degrees on the inside, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt and a comfy sweatpants and fuzzy socks because it's so cold. I feel like I'm Selena in the castle and it's wintertime and I'm walking around and my feet are freezing off because it's so cold. When they said immersive experience, I didn't think it would literally be happening to me, but I guess this is where we are. So, I'm about to start my work day. I have a bunch of meetings and one plan I want to finish up. I will be listening to the audiobook while I work, which is great. Yeah, that's kind of like my goal. It's just listening to the audiobook. If I listen to the audiobook, I'm off my phone more, which is always a plus. I hate my phone. Anyways, I will speak with you all later. I'm fully convinced this is going to be like the most boring reading vlog ever. But let's think about the fact that, well, I'm like 62% in or something. I'm not entirely sure. Because I keep switching formats. But, sorry, I just got a text from my best friend. I'm going to read that later. I see you. I hear you. I will respond. Selena started her investigative journalism arc, okay, with all these murders. I knew it was going to be some sort of like culty something going on because the plot's like the same as the original plot I had for my book. I'm not dumb. Think about it this way. This is going to be such a niche reference. And for you Marvel girls, you'll understand. Selena is Karen Page, investigating Kingpin in season 1 of Daredevil, and Dorian is Foggy Nelson, and Chaol is Daredevil. I think that is such a good description of it, because there's the love triangle, one of them is blonde, except I feel like people would expect, oh, Dorian would be Daredevil. No, because Dorian's just there, and he's the political mouthpiece for the team that is Chaol and Dorian, and they're best friends. And Chaol is the one who probably is sneaking around and beating people up at night because he is like the captain of the guard or whatever. Think about that. But I just thought I should inform you guys of my comparison and my thoughts so far. But yeah, it's picking up. There's some sort of like cult killing happening. I think the Beast is going to be invisible, just like the Beast is invisible in Crescent City. and you can only see them when they're moving or whatever. So I think that's what's happening. It feels a little bit unoriginal for her books because I'm like, this sounds a lot like Crescent City with like deaths showing up around the place, except for that one it's like people around the city, and this one it's people around the castle. Just sit on that one for a minute. Yeah, let's just ponder that. I think I should have read these before I read her other ones, because now it's like kind of ruined, because I'm like, but she uses us again later. Okay, girl. Also, my nose is red because I'm cold, and I had an acne flare up last week, so it's like recovering. I love being in my 20s. This video is just going to end up being titled Megan Discovers Microphone. I'm about to start listening to my audiobook again. This is so you don't hear me smacking. But I swear, I'm just trying to find every excuse I can to use this. I spent money on this. I'm not gonna not use it. My hard-earned coin went into this. Every man I've dated, I am more intelligent than them. And that's not in like a, oh, I'm a better person than them kind of way. It's in a English language way. Some of these men out here don't know the difference between your, and you are. Which your and you are the same. And if you think about the words your, Y-O-R-E, like yesteryear, that's also applicable. So maybe it's the difference between your, and your. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm gonna start reading again. Live, Laugh, Love, South Carolina. Good evening. I believe it is time to have a formal 50% review. My name is Formal Reviewer. We are going based off of our current thoughts on Throne of Glass. Now, obviously the murders are going to be continuing until the climax of the book. Now, I believe that either Nehemia is a red herring or she is the reason, because I do understand Selena's logic in thinking it's her, because the king literally killed like 500 of her people. But I believe my theory is actually Cain is involved to an extent. I think that every single time that a champion dies, he gains strength. I think in some weird and twisted way, he may be the beast that's killing the other people, and that's why his teeth are like so perfect, because she keeps talking about his teeth. Like, what if his teeth are not there to conceal fangs or something? But he doesn't have claws, because she keeps talking about the claws and the claw marks in the ground and how they sharpen the nails before they attack, like, and rip the face off of the people, which, pause. I know that's violent, but literally, she wrote this herself. That, or the creature is invisible, like I previously said. I do believe that could be a potential. Actually, no, we're gonna go through the characters now. Selena, girl boss, reader, loves smut, question mark. I don't understand how that's relevant to the plot. I can like what I like because I'm a girl. I can do whatever I want. She was a book talker before book talk existed. Kale, I don't know what to think about that man other than he just does not know how to communicate. The man does not know how to talk to people. He doesn't know how to admit to himself, I like Selena. I don't like him. Literally the scene right before the masquerade ball. Kale, what's he doing? He's not doing anything. I feel like he's just there. Dorian is just simping after her. Dorian, I like that he loves to take care of dogs. I think it's so cute. He's a little hobby. Yes, girl, get your man with a personality trait. I feel like he needs to be more developed. I've never liked the guys who are like, I'm edgy and cool and mysterious, and you can't know me. You're the easiest person to read in the room. You have daddy issues, mommy issues, self-loathing, etc. Nehemia, she has to be the red herring character. I'm interested to see what she's gonna do with her. Either Nehemia dies at the end, or she's connected to the ghost lady who gave Selena the locket. She's gotta be some form of mastermind to an extent. It's just too suspicious, but I don't think it's in the way that Sarah J. Maas is trying to make it happen. Because I feel like Sarah J. Maas is the kind of author who's like, oh, it's so much more than you think it is, and it's big, and it's gigantic, and the whole plot is just so meta, and like, girl, it's okay to have a simple plot. So those are my thoughts so far. Still very interesting. I will check in with you guys at the 75% mark. Toodles! Saturday, and I pretty much slept in what I wore last night because I was so tired. I spent the first hour reading my Bible this morning too, so that's there. I need to change, and then I'm gonna walk to the coffee shop next door to me. I'm getting coffee with a friend later, but I want to go early so I can read and journal, spend some time in prayer, So I will hopefully get back into reading Throne of Glass. So potentially will be writing this afternoon. I know for sure I'll be writing this evening. Trying to have a chill plan for my day. I'm gonna go to the gym probably tonight. That'll be nice. I'll get back to you guys in a bit. I literally left my laptop at my house, so I went back to go get it. And I predicted the plot twist. I was right. Cain was using the word runes or whatever to cast spells and gain the strength of the champions he kills. I really enjoyed this book, but sometimes it's hard to be a writer because you literally pick up on things so fast. I'm just a girl. Oh my gosh. I'm like 85% of the way into the book right now, and I forgot to bring my mic. So this is gonna really annoy me because my audio quality is gonna be trash. But I'm about to go to the gym. I finished up getting coffee with Margot, and that was so much fun. Margot, if you're watching this, I love you, girl. We talked about Throne of Glass for like 3 hours, which was fun. We talked about other things too, but mostly that. And my novel. So, but I'm going to the gym. It's leg day. Not looking forward to it, honestly. My plan is to finish the book while I'm at the gym. I'm going to listen to the rest of the audiobook. I'm going to record my concluding thoughts. I think I'll probably finish it in the next like hour and a half or so. And then shower, record, etc., etc. Oh, I know this is going to be so loud when I edit later. Hello, and welcome back to my final review and thoughts. I'm Professor Megan, and this is my reading boot camp. To recap, this book is crazy. Throne of Glass. Dorian, oh my gosh, I almost called him Darius. That is not his name. Dorian rescues Selena from the camp at Endovier, where she's enslaved, and he promises her freedom if she wins a contest of champions and serves his father for 4 years. She's the most famous assassin in their world, and then they move to the castle. She goes through these trials, etc., etc. I want to go through each character, just give you my concluding thoughts on them and how they interact with the plot. I gave you guys a lot of insight as to like what I was thinking throughout the book, right? But I just want to talk a little bit about my concluding thought. Selena, originally she had not like other girl syndrome. From the get-go, I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna infuriate me. I'm so special. And like, you don't understand. My life is different because I act a certain way and I like things a certain way. Well, she's like every other girl. Miss Girl loves her bubble baths, okay? She likes to read. There's a scene in the book where literally Dorian walks in on her reading and she's reading smut. This girl is like every other girl. Not me though. I don't like reading smut. To each their own. But Dorian walks in, he's like, girl, what are you reading? This book. And he's like, oh, I thought you read academic books. And she's like, no. And then he flips open to a page and he's like, girl, you're reading smut. I had to sit for a moment and just pause because who would write a character that likes reading smut in a fantasy world? I'm sorry, smut exists in a fantasy world. That is crazy to me, number one. Number two is her indecision and indecisiveness about Chaol and Dorian. If I was constantly surrounded by attractive men, honestly, yeah, I understand, except for me, there's a clear option. Okay? Also, I really liked that her character was multi-layered. She's dealing with her trauma from the past, and it's manifesting in dreams and nightmares, and she definitely is suppressing a lot of trauma. But I do like that she knows herself. I feel like with Feyre, Selena gets compared to Feyre a lot, and like Feyre likes painting, and that's like the only personality trait I remember her having. That and the fact that she's illiterate. Right? But Selena knows herself. She knows how to play to her strengths, and she's actually frustrated when she can't be herself. I love that. I love the authenticity that she lives out in her day-to-day life because I'm someone who wants to be authentic. So seeing that in a main character, I'm like, yes, like give me more. I want more of her. I like being in her head. Feyre's so basic to her core. I can't stand her. She doesn't have any agency. Selena has plenty of agency. That girl can do what she wants, right? And she has a logical reasoning behind it. I think Feyre acts on her emotions, but Selena she does have moments where she slips and acts out of her emotions, but she's a much more logical person. You can see her struggle between her hiding her identity and striving for her freedom and defending herself and keeping all these secrets, and then also fighting her feelings towards Dorian and Chaol. That's relevant to the entire plot. I like the introduction to her character. I'm actually so mad right now. Turns out my camera likes to switch between cameras when I'm filming, and I thought I noticed that in my last video, but it went out to wide angle lens for Selena. So we're just gonna move past that and we're gonna pretend like that's not not happening. The second character, Dorian. Honestly, he was my favorite character. He's just happy to be there, you know. I mean, he hates his dad, and I'll get into that in a minute. He's there, and he's content to be there. It reminds me of when Niall Horan was in One Direction. Everyone else had their drama with each other and things like that. But Niall Horan was just happy to be there. This guy was happy to be there. I wish that she went into his POV more. I think he deserved more character development. He was not being used in the way that he needed to for the sake of the plot. He could have added more depth to like the political side in the book, and that kind of frustrated me, if I'm honest. I do like, you know, the simplicity of his character in terms of he's the rebellious prince and his one goal is to get the girl, and he kind of gets the girl. If you don't want him, I'll take him. I wish they had played up his revenge arc and went into like his backstory and him growing up in the castle. Kind of like talk about Dorian growing up and Chaol growing up in the palace, but they don't go into what it was actually like for them. I want that backstory. I don't know if that happens in Assassin's Blade or not, but guys, please, I need that. I think that he and Celaena were actually friends. I think they had scenes that were very sweet and very cute, and I think that it really helped develop just like what day-to-day life was for her in the castle and all those things. But they didn't have enough scenes together. I like that he was direct. I like that he knew what he wanted, and he wanted to be respectful, and so he would wait until the right time to communicate his interest and his affection and attraction to Celaena. Third, Chaol. I dislike him. And I dislike him because Sarah J. Maas favors him so much. And it's hard for me to read a book where she plays favorites. In all of her books, she does. It's to the point where it is almost annoying to the reader that she likes someone so much. I don't get that. I never will. It's kind of frustrating to read because he had twice as many scenes with Celaena. I keep wanting to call her the main character of my book, but it's Celaena. The fact that he got twice as many scenes as Dorian makes me so mad because Celaena lives in Dorian's house. Celaena doesn't live in Chaol's house. She lives in Dorian's house. Chaol's also, he just happens to be there because they train together or whatever. It's more important that he's in every scene. But who hired her? Why is she there in the first place? Dorian. Chaol has no place having that much reading time. Every time I'm in his head, I'm like, oh, wasting my time. I don't want to be here. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sure there are going to be people in the comments being like, but I love him. No. I have no patience for this man. And I'm not sorry. I am not sorry at all. Okay? Okay. Next is Kaltain. Okay. Nehemia. I loved her, okay? I was a little suspicious because I was like, okay, she definitely has ulterior motives. I didn't trust her for a second, but I didn't think she was going to be the main villain or anything. I think Sarah J. Maas was trying to throw me off and throw the readers off with being like, oh, but she's suspicious because of this, because of this, and because of this. It kind of felt like she was telling us what to think instead of letting us figure things out for ourselves. I didn't like that. It was a little bit telling and not showing to the point where I predicted her arc. I predicted the direction that Nehemia was going to take in the book. Okay? I predicted her being a spy for her country, and I predicted her being a witch. Part of it probably is because I am a writer, and so I have to think in a deceptive way when I'm writing a book because obviously the reader can only know so much. But when she paints the picture so clearly that it's impossible to see past the misdirection and like the false path that she's trying to lead you down, I'm like, I feel like it's not effective. And so that was a little bit frustrating. Specifically, I'm going to the next character, specifically because of Cain. It was obvious from the start. We knew who he was. We knew the kind of person that he was. We knew how Celaena felt about him. She meaning Sarah J. Maas, made it way too easy to know that he was the actual villain in the plot. The only interesting part for him was the final battle scene where he summons the demons, because I knew he was going to be the main villain at the end of this book. Now, I will say, in the overarching theme of like the entire series, I do think that he is working for someone. Technically, Celaena works for Elaine, right? The ghost of the queen, she's working for a higher power why would he not be working for a higher power? I think that there's an ulterior motive and a grander scheme happening. Obviously, it's going to be revealed throughout the other books, otherwise there wouldn't be a series. But Sarah J. Maas made it so obvious that the point of Nehemiah being a distraction, it was a weak red herring. She didn't use Nehemiah to her full potential, and she didn't use Cain to his full potential. Make him more evil, make him more dislikable. Is dislikable a word? Make him more dislikable. With him getting stronger after every single time someone was killed, I'm like, it's so obvious that he's the one doing it. I put 2 and 2 together instantly. So the whole subplot of Nehemiah potentially being the one to cause all these issues and stuff just didn't make sense. She basically wrote it out for us. And like the mystery side of it just fell flat for me. People probably think I'm mad just because I'm passionate, okay? I just get excited. I like talking about these things. Plot. I did like it because even though I predicted it, I still wanted to see how she got from point A to point B. It's the same as like when you read a romance book, you know they're going to get together. You don't read it because you think, oh, are they going to get together? Are they not? You read it because you know they are. You're curious to see how it gets there. So I still read it because I was still curious to see where she took the story to get to that point. But it was interesting. It was fun. I don't think it was the most original plot, but I think the reason why it felt unoriginal is because Sarah J. Maas plagiarizes her own novels. And I think that is a little bit, I don't know if that should be allowed. I know I should have read this first. And I know that Sarah J. Maas only became successful because of these books. And it's sad to say, but I really think she hit her peak with this first series. As a writer, I deeply admire her ambition to write a series that is 8 books long. Her debut series is 8 books long. In conclusion, I'm giving this book a 3.75 star rating. Some of the characters weren't my favorite. Decent book, enjoyable. I'll probably recommend it to people. I definitely will. And I could reread it. I could see myself rereading it down the road. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on Throne of Glass. I know it's a very long awaited, I've never had that many DMs in my entire life from my followers being like, oh my gosh, you're reading Throne of Glass? I've been waiting for this moment. I'm like, okay. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to disappoint because I live in a world of bliss. I am the definition of a mood reader. I'm not going to ramble anymore. I'm going to get to reading the next one. I will get back to you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you really enjoyed it. Sorry if I got a little too passionate at times. I'm aware that is a flaw of mine. Comment below what you think of the video, any thoughts on the book, who your favorite characters are. Do you ship Selena and Dorian or Selena and Chaol? I'm curious to know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends if you love Throne of Glass. I post every other Wednesday, so yeah, whenever that day is. And I will see you next time. I literally have to pee so bad.